Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to understand how this meditation can help for us to develop our tranquility state and how we can apply it to our day-to-day life, and out of this whole practice, how we can gain the transformation, or by the time how we can develop the liberation. So when it comes to our ordinary life, we all look for happiness and satisfaction. This happiness and satisfaction, it's in conventional life. Conventional happiness and satisfaction mostly depend on gaining things. But as you know, whatever we gain end of the day, it's going to depend on our mental satisfaction. Because if you don't have the right mindset, so whatever the material things not going to help for you. So this happiness and satisfaction underneath depend on the peace of the mind. So when it comes to the peace, in day-to-day life, we can achieve to certain level with the environment, with the physical and the material comfort, but underneath, to gain a very sustainable peace, you have to attain to the tranquility state, or you have to have wisdom. Otherwise, that whatever the peace that we achieve, it's not going to become with us. And as you know, when it comes to the world, look that more than any other time, our educational system more advanced. More than any other time, we have universities, people studies. More than any other time, we have a lot of materials to study. But still, when it comes to the peace in our mind, it is very minus. And at the same time, when it comes to the world overall, more than any other time, we don't have the peace. So then we have to understand, it is not just the physical development or the material development. There is something we're missing. So that deeply If we don't have the wisdom within ourselves, we can't achieve to peace. So if you don't have the peace, it doesn't matter where you are, who you are, in what environment, with what material things, you can't gain the happiness and satisfaction. So then fundamentally, underneath this all, the wisdom is the most important thing when it comes to our human mind. How much you develop the wisdom, that much you can develop the peace, and out of that peace, your happiness and satisfaction going to be there. But when it comes to our life, and as wisdom, mostly we hold the knowledge. And day by day, we follow the patterns. We build up certain ideas and follow the thoughts. And out of that, we try to gain the more informations. But gaining information not going to bring the peace. So that's why practicing meditation is important for us. Because in day-to-day life, that the information that we gain, it not going to be responsible regarding our own inner development. So it is your personal responsibility. So then when it comes to practicing meditation, it mostly allows you to avoid the collective, the gaining the information and allowing settle down yourself and recognizing that the moment of experience. In that way, how you can gain the wisdom. So today we're going to look into that little bit. So when it comes to our mind, there are certain thoughts that always within us. That behind that thoughts, there is awareness, there is a recognition. You have to understand the mind is something and the thoughts are something else. On the mind, there are thoughts. That sometimes it can be happy, sometimes it can be unhappy, but still that both on the top of the mind. So your awareness not going to change according to the happiness or the unhappiness. Your thoughts going to change, and out of that thoughts, what you feel may going to change, but your awareness going to be the same. This is what you have to understand. So that's why observing and practicing is very necessary, because by thinking, you can't gain that. So that's why settling down yourself and with this unmovable posture and bringing your mind to one pointness and having the primary mental object and observing and allowing your thoughts to settle down. And in that way, you will see, even though thoughts coming and going, you are not responsible for that. Once your awareness is sustainable and once your awareness is sharp and clear, that awareness will help you to find the mental balance. So when it comes to tranquility state mean, even though thoughts coming and going, and you are not going to worry about that thoughts, because you know that thoughts happens according to the necessary cause and conditions, but it's not going to be permanent there. So this brings by the awareness. But as ordinary people, we still sometimes didn't see that awareness or the we didn't see the mind, we just saw only the thoughts. So when the thoughts are not there, and sometimes we are not, we can't understand. So that's why we always try to understand things by thoughts, and we hold it to thoughts, and we mostly clinging to thoughts. Even when it comes to happiness and satisfaction, and sometimes we think it is a thought. But the very deep happiness not come out of the thoughts. When you are not clinging to thoughts, there is a happiness. So, how you gain that? When you are capable to settle down with your primary mental object, what will happen by the time your breathing, your thoughts, that's mean your mind, and your body, that everything going to settle down as one. So in that level, little by little, what will happen, that on the surface level, that what you experience as this inhalation and exhalation slowly going to disappear. In the very beginning, sometimes you feel kind of like uncomfortable. It brings some discomfort. Why? Because as ordinary people, we always used to be with something. And our mind always understand when we have something. But deeply now, what happens when the body, mind, and the breathing, that everything settle down as one, this breathing slowly disappear, and this thought arising and bringing feelings slowly going to disappear. Even the feelings in this, when it comes to the body, that also slowly disappear. So now it's kind of like you come to kind of like emptiness. So when you deeply observe the inhalation, exhalation, by the time when the mind becomes sharp, the body becomes settled down and relaxed and comfortable, and the breathing slowly, it's become more slow, and it's kind of like, even though that inhalation, exhalation happens, and in a very subtle level it happens, but sometimes you can't see it. And maybe it is suddenly you enter to that empty space. And in that very level, you wonder, you get panic. Because that emptiness sometimes we can't hold. Why? Because we need always something. That is our ordinary life. So this is what you have to understand, the very nature within yourself. So then what happens? We always try to do something. But doing something and gaining thoughts and hold it to thoughts and recognizing something is not deeply the very nature of the tranquility state. And allowing everything to settle down as it is, but still you observing and having the awareness, not grasping or holding thoughts, and going to bring that deeper tranquility state. So when it comes to that, whatever the good thoughts or the bad thoughts or the happy moment or the unhappy moment, that all related to thoughts. So in that way, your observation going to become more sharp, because whatever the good feelings you not going to take as you, whatever the bad feelings you're not going to take as you. So then you're not going to be worried or you're not going to be happy. So in that very level, you slowly start to develop some kind of equanimity. But what the mistake most of time we does, when we enter to that emptiness and we start to move from that and start to hold it to something. And just imagine you kind of like a planting a tree. And if you keep it there for 1 week and then start to move it to another place. And after 1 week, you move it to another place. The tree can't grow. It's not going to hold it to the ground. So like that sometimes, we not allow this tranquility state to go into deeper. We always jumping thought to another thought, another thought. And another thing is, sometimes, another example, when you plant a tree and you allow it to settle down there, and how about after 1 week, you uproot it and see how the roots going down and how it grow, and you put it in the same place. How about that? Do you think that the tree going to grow? So when we settle down ourselves, and sometimes our own mind disturb and bring some different logics, arguments to ourselves, and questioning ourselves, and then disturb to our own practice. So you not allow your mind to settle down. You still hold it to thoughts. So that's why you need some kind of deeper discipline. Because not to hold it to thoughts, not to hold it to feelings, but to keep the awareness and not to claim that whatever come to your mind and just to see it. So in that way, what will happen? Deeply, you start to get into some kind of discipline yourself, not to go with deeper level of this desires or the thoughts. So in that very level, you get out of this reactive nature, because we react. We always react to something. Knowingly or unknowingly, visibly or invisibly, we react to something. But now you become more mindful and your awareness is there, you not react to your thoughts. And that is the very first step you enter into to tranquility state. And you build up a discipline, and now you not react, and out of that your bodily, verbally, mentally actions become minus and slow down. And the other thing is, when you're going to react to certain things, then you know what it is. And then deeply that you have the mindfulness about your own actions, then you know about it. Because you knowingly, you take a very conscious decisions deeply, and then your actions become your memory. Then you know what you did, then out of that, what happens, the doubt going to come out. No doubt about your own actions. Why? Because you knew what you did. So in that way, you have the mental clarity. In the certain level, what happens to your deeper mind, then it doesn't matter you act or react, or you hold it to the memory, or you memorize it or not, you recognize deeply. This all going to change. So then by the time that the idea about I am, you release, and you slowly get out of this self-centered mind. And you more and more into awareness. In that very level, what happened? It doesn't matter you practice meditation. It doesn't matter you do whatever the bodily, verbally, mentally actions. Your awareness is there, you more focus to that awareness, and out of that, 24/7, you can remain and keep that awareness, and that in that very level, deeply, you gain a very sustainable wisdom to inside you. So that is that the wisdom you gain out of observing and recognizing, not by thinking and understanding. That wisdom is so different than the wisdom we gain out of informations. So now in deeply, you into awareness, and with that awareness, when you see your own mind, not about other things, when you see your own mind, you are not going to have any cravingness, and you are not going to have any kind of desire, you are not going to have any kind of resistance regarding your own thoughts, because you see it come and it go. And in that very level, you do not hold it to it. Once you not hold it to that, there's nothing to let go. So out of that wisdom and out of that tranquility state, you gain peace deeper into your inside. In that very level, all the desires and the emotions, all this heat inside us going to disappear. And then you know that it is happening in you. And out of that peace, you gain happiness and satisfaction, observing and being with your own awareness. So that happiness and satisfaction is not something that you gain out of these material things. It is deeply you earn through practicing yourself. And then you know that is more sustainable, and it is within you, and it is irreversible, because once you reach to that, it's going to be there with you. And day by day, it brings the sharpness to yourself. And then you know it's going to become more helpful than these outside things. Because ultimately, the mind is the forerunner. Mind is the chief. So when the mind becomes more clear, then out of that clarity, your moment by moment life going to become more clear. So that is why you have to slowly look. So out of meditation, that's why you have to have some kind of discipline to keep practice, not to gain disturbed yourself within your own mind or the thoughts and the ideas, and allowing to settle down itself, and but gain the awareness and sharp the awareness, not the thoughts. And once you know your own thoughts, from that point, the journey going to become different. And from that point, there, in any posture, in any place, in anywhere, in any situation, you can be with the wisdom. And that confidence, that trust is totally different than these outside things. So that is what we have to gain. So out of this practice, so day by day, little by little, so you have to have the clarity regarding your own practice. So that's why we bring different avenues and opening different windows to see how we can go there and after we go there, what kind of the result we can gain and what are the benefits that we can have. Because once you know that, you gain the confidence and you build up the trust with your practice. So now let's get into practice a little bit. Your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself 3 times and say Swapatveva, or may I be well and happy. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Not by visualizing or not by thinking, just only by through the sensation. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy. Without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chami sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.